Fantastic. So if you want to follow along and find out about what's happening with this project, you can follow magiccraft.io or magiccraft.io on Twitter. So if you saw my presentation I gave at DDD last year, that was where we had the .NET Core, the latest version of .NET, running on Linux inside a JavaScript virtual machine in a browser on Android. So after that event, I was looking at what are we going to do next, so I decided to use Minecraft as an application server and run JavaScript inside Minecraft. That's not actually how it happened. What happened was that I wanted my son to learn how to program, so I found out about this program called Coder Dojo, where you go and mentor kids in the libraries, public libraries around town. So I show up there and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to teach the kids here. And they told me there's no lesson plan, there's no curriculum, you just show up and whatever you're enthusiastic about, they'll get your enthusiasm and catch that themselves. So I went along there, and what I'd most recently been working on was cracking Wi-Fi networks and penetrating secure networks. So I thought, the parents are probably not going to be wanting me to teach their kids that, so I might just kind of hang back and watch what's happening. So I'm looking at all the kids doing stuff there, they're playing with different things, and I think, you know what's missing here is long-running tasks that they can do over multiple weeks, and the opportunity for them to collaborate and compete, which is a big part of software development, right? Because software development in reality is a team sport. And it's a bunch of people collaborating together to compete against another bunch of people who are also collaborating together. So I see this book at the back of the room, and it says, Minecraft Modding with Python Made Easy. So I think, how hard can that be? There's a book, I just stay one chapter ahead. Get into an argument with a 9-year-old kid there about Python versus JavaScript. He tells me, nah, JavaScript sucks, Python for life. And I'm like, son, you are too young to be a hater. You're only 9, let's just wait till you grow up a bit more. You can go to a meetup and lay down smack on the spec or whatever you do when you become a developer. Python versus JavaScript. So JavaScript is definitely superior. Of course, I didn't want to say that to him because he was underage. You can just take my word for it. You still live at home, so JavaScript is the best. So what we ended up doing was Minecraft modding. We did it in Python for the first term, and then I met some guys in between terms. We got together, we figured out how to do it with JavaScript. So let me show you how this works. Server. Hang on a second, I sort of do a bit of tech support for a 10-year-old kid. So in the game, you can see the chat is going from Slack into Minecraft. So this is a hosted server. It's running somewhere in the clouds. Oh, here's Media right here. So he's 10. He goes to Ascot State School. So this is the tutorial level that we built. So one of the guys that works with us, John Dillon, he's 18. He's been playing Minecraft for a bunch of years. We get together and we create these scenarios for the kids. Now, our theme here is magic. It's called Magiccraft. And what magic is this power that comes from saying special words that enables people to do impossible things. And that's literally what computer programming is, right? By saying special words, you can create something from nothing. So if you ever play Doom, this kind of reminds me of Doom. This is the tutorial level. So this is where the kids start off in the game. So they're constrained, they can't, I'm about to fly. Am I? No, I'm not. Okay, I got no flying ability. And play it like one of the kids do. So they run through this level here. This is kind of their intro to the world of Magiccraft. Just as a kind of a little bit of anecdotal market research, how many people here have played Minecraft before? Okay. Has anybody done Minecraft modding? Cool. So we're just walking through here. There's Meteorite. Just coming along for the ride. Where are you at, Herbster? Are you in here? What are you doing? Okay. So yeah, we had these problems with kids coming and then their parents were like, no, I've never let them play Minecraft because I know they're going to waste all their time in it. But since you guys are like teaching them how to code with it, yeah, we're going to let them do it just today. And then they would buy a Minecraft account and then they'd have a machine that wouldn't run it or something like that, and then they'd end up crying. Then the parents would be like, I brought my kid here to learn how to code and you made him cry. Okay, so this is the chamber here. Can you guys see that okay? Do I need to make it full screen? It's okay? Cool. So yeah, this is the chamber. Now the thing about this is it looks kind of obvious that you're going to jump around these platforms to get out. The only thing is though, ta-da, we made the platform so far away you can't jump. But only just! So the kids keep trying, and they can't do it. And you fall down here and you teleport back to here. So after a while they come to the conclusion that it's impossible. And we say, no, it's not. There's a spell hidden somewhere in here, and here it is. Can you guys see that? It's my texture pack that I'm using. There it is there. No, it says Exalto. So we the first time we did it, because the actual API in Minecraft is written in Java. And then, so we have these kids doing their first spell, they're writing these massive method chaining things in Java. It's 8-year-old kids trying to copy it off the projector, you know? And then we were just like, dude, this is not going to work. We need to write our own high-level API. We're going to write it, obviously, in JavaScript, but we're going to write it in Latin. So we can do two things, right? Well, three things. Number one, we have a unique namespace, so there's going to be no namespace collisions. Number two, it's going to have this kind of Harry Potter sort of feel to it. And number three, we can teach them about Latin while we're doing it. It's kind of a pet thing of mine. So what they do from here is they've got to jump out of here, and then they need to jump into Visual Studio, and then, no they don't, they jump into a web browser. This is it here. So what we did is we MVP'd it every week, right? We would show up with stuff that didn't work and then try to figure out how we were going to deliver something that delivered value to the kids. So one week we used REPL-IT. You guys seen that before? REPL-IT? It's this online kind of editor that works in your browser, and it's got like 16 different languages. So it's got Python 3, Ruby, JavaScript, HTML, Scheme, C#, Java, Practical, a whole bunch of stuff. It's got Go. It's even got esoteric languages like lolcode, brainf, unlambda. Yeah. So yeah, we had them using obviously JavaScript, the de facto language of the web. So yeah, the way this one works is you run your stuff here, and it gives you an output over there. So we used the online one, and we did a Wizard of Oz MVP. So we had them code up their function in here and hit run, and then I went around and checked that everyone had it running, and then we just enabled it on the server, and then they were able to run their stuff on there. So it was all completely Wizard of Oz type stuff. Anyway, eventually we forked this REPL-IT and used the code from there to build our own one, which is this one. This is our MagicCraft spellbook here. So let me just pump up the volume. I might refresh this page. It was previously running the code in the browser, so I had to maintain two versions of the API, one that runs in the browser, one that runs on the server. But then we were like, how are we going to have some horrible restrictive licensing around this thing if we run it in the browser? We need to put it behind an API or something. So the real reason that we did it was because I had to maintain two different APIs in two different places, and they were getting out of sync, and I was like having a hard time keeping them together. So what I did is this. I built one API in JavaScript, and then I made the Minecraft plugin like a dependency injection that goes inside it, and then I made a mock plugin that is for the spellbook that also goes inside instead of Minecraft, and I use that for two things. I use it for the spellbook, and I also use it for unit testing the API. So I can run automated tests on it. Haven't figured out how to automate tests inside Minecraft yet. Okay, this is the first spell that we teach them. Not this one here. So the first thing is we say we're going to use magic to do it. Where do we get our magic from? We get it from MagicCraft.io. We're going to write a function. We're going to call it jump. And inside that function, we are going to put that one that you just found, Exalto. And then at the end, we need to say magic.invoke jump. It worked. So then the next thing we did is we say we'll put a 3 in here, so we teach them that. jump with the power of 3. Then we teach them how to refactor it into a variable so they get a little bit of an understanding of how variables work. They probably don't understand it, right? They're just doing what we tell them to do, but just repetition over time. So then they run that, they get that jump with the power of 3. Then we factor that out into a parameter so they can pass it in. And then we recently added this. We used reflection to go, I think it's like this. Yeah. So it does 3.9 because it's bounded, because that's the maximum velocity that you can have. Because when I first did it, I said, okay, you're going to put a 1 in there, and then I walk around and check. The first guy's put 5, the next guy's put 250, and then the next guy's put this. If you have a look on the Magic Craft YouTube channel, there's a video of me talking to him. And then you see it on the projector. I said, it clearly says 1. Why have you put, and he's put that. And he says, I just want to fall from a really high place. So luckily we did some bounds checking, because it's not my first rodeo with kids. So anyway, you run that, it runs, you save it by clicking on save, it posts it via an API to somewhere where this cheesy rsync script runs, and then copies it via FTP onto the Minecraft server, where you can then run it like this. Oh, where am I? What happened? What did you do?
It wasn't me.
Lol, okay, I see. Where am I? Okay. I seem to be looking at you in Minecraft. Now, so you come here and then you cast it like this. You go cast, and then the name of the spell, the function. So we just, text parse that, grab the function there, name, and then you give it a parameter, 3. And then I'm going to do it again. And this is how you get around, like that. Then, anyway, one of the kids discovered that you could do this. Didn't take them very long to figure this out. Get over there, come on.
Double jump.
Yeah, they figured out that you could double jump, but they didn't even do that. They coded it into the actual function. They just cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste over here with that one. I'm going to short circuit this part here so I can show you the next bit.
Cut and paste is a fundamental program. Yeah.
Sorry, what's that?
Cut and paste is a fundamental program.
I know.
It's done well.
Exactly. Completed the tutorial level. Now you're free. So then they come to this is the update that hologram. This is the school. It's built out of stone because the very first one we did, we got a model of Hogwarts, and the first spell we taught the kids was this one that gives them a lightning bolt with their wand, and then some kids immediately used it to burn the school down, which made another kid cry. It's like, don't burn down the school! And then the parents are like, I brought my son here to learn how to code, you made him cry.
You made him burn down the school.
No, I had to go and say, excuse me, sir, is this your son? And he's like, yes. And I said, well, your son just burned down the school. I'm afraid he's going to be expelled. He's going to have to stay for a detention. Yeah, so you can fly. It's kind of cool. Let me go to, I'll take you to the next world, MVTP flight. So this is the next scenario that we put them in. So here, how do I get rid of this thing in my hand? I'm not very expert with the Minecraft side of things. I think it's gone. So anyway, there's this big canyon down here, and they kind of fall down. They can use their jump spell to move around. Now inside here, there's another spell, which I don't even know where it's hidden. It's somewhere in here. But the spell is Declaro, which means to manifest. And so we give them this spell next. This is what we teach them, Magic Carpet. And it doesn't take any parameters, and the function is Declaro, and it takes one argument. Well, let's just see what happens if I run this. Oh, look at that. So we designed it so that, as they type in the spell book, it's essentially unit testing for them. So you can also, that's like, whenever you put a function in here, it'll give you the usage over this side. You can't see me tapping on my screen. So yeah, it's Elytra. If you've played Minecraft, you know that's like a cape that allows you to fly. How am I doing for time? Am I good? Just let me know when to start playing me off the stage when it's time. So if I run this one here, it'll say, okay, how much, sorry? Okay, and I got 20? Okay, cool. So here, if I cast Magic Carpet, don't mind the spelling, I get something somewhere. It's in my inventory. Okay. So in my inventory, I got this thing. I can put it on. Dink. Now I got a cape, right? So what I can now do is this. When I jump, I can now fly. It's kind of gliding rather than flying. So you can fly through like this. And whee! Then I'm going to cast my jump spell to get up there. Oops. Smash my head in exactly. Cast jump 5. And I can go for the rest of the course. So we built a couple of courses with flying and stuff like that. Okay, so let me see if I can find someone. TP 2-player X Meteorite. So this is the next spell that we taught them. Don't mind this Meteorite. It's for a demo. And I do it in love. Okay, here we go. Dun-dun. Cast, toss, Meteorite. So it just applies a random three-dimensional vector to him. But the thing is, you can do it while he's still in the air. So then, of course, what did the kids do? Okay, he's doing it to me. So then what they did is they cut and paste that one. And so the server's designed so that if you go too high, it'll kick you from the server. So it became basically a DOS attack on the other players. And then we had kids crying. And then parents were like, I brought my kid here to learn to code and you made him cry. So then it seems like it, yeah. So then the next week we coded a defense spell against that. Cast Toss Reverse. This one uses a spell hook. You are enchanted. Okay, now I say, Meteorite, please toss me. Oh, okay, it's not working. My spell is weak. Might be because I pushed a new version of the API. Let me show you what that spell looks like, though, so you can get an idea of what we did there. Spells, spells, spells. Let's try it here. Toss reverse. And I will paste it into here so you can see it. So we just we create a new object, give it a name, and then we give it a function here which takes the target and the caster and then it just reverses them. And then we enchant. Actually, I know why it's not working. I changed the, I made that more Latin in the new version of the API. Anyway, so that's how that part works. Let me show you one more spell that I think is quite cool. Game, so TP to... Can I? Okay. This one. With this one, you can burn the kids to death.
And they cry. I bet they love that.
He's not feeling it. Okay, anyway, yeah, look, I fixed him. He's okay. He's okay. No kids were harmed in the making of this demo. He's going to try and kick me from the server. Yeah, so then we, let's see, where's the, I'll go to the jungle. MVTP, the list. MVTP Arena. So this is a wizard battle arena for battling with wizards. I'll show you a little bit about how we did the API. So the API is written in TypeScript because we thought it's not weird enough us being on the JVM. We actually have to take it to the next level. So it's written in TypeScript, which gives us static type checking.
Dark magic.
Dark magic, yeah. This is from the dark side. Totally. It's written in TypeScript. It runs inside Nashorn, which is... Corey's having a visceral reaction over there, just looking at it. It's written in TypeScript, and then it compiles down to JS, and then it runs inside the Nashorn engine, which is Oracle's JavaScript engine inside the JVM. Now, where did I have to do some? I had to do some really funky stuff with it to get it to work. Where was that? Print. I'm pretty sure it was in here. Let's have a look. Print. Function print. Print. Well, there's some fundamental differences. Oh, okay, so here it is, yeah. This is it here. Wrapper for print in Nashorn or console.log in Node.js browser. So I have to do tests in here to detect whether I'm running in Nashorn or if I'm running inside Node.js. Because when this API is running as the spellbook, it's running in AWS Lambda inside Node.js. And then when it's running inside Minecraft, it's running inside Nashorn. So I had to figure out ways for the plugin to be able to tell where it's running and then call appropriate functions and replace the other ones when it's not running there. So yeah, wrote it in TypeScript, compiles down to JS, runs in two environments, Node.js and Nashorn. So yeah, what's coming up next for us is we run this at Coder Dojo every weekend. Ascot State School rang me up and said, can you come and do an 8-week course for the kids at after school, because a bunch of the kids who come to Coder Dojo go to that school, told their friends about it, they really loved it, they're real enthusiastic about it. And we're doing a holiday workshop, and then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a hackathon. So what we want to do is we want to create a whole lot of scenarios, kind of like the wizard battle scenario, the tutorial level where you have to jump, the canyon where you need to fly. So they're problems that the kids can, grapple with, and then a spell which transforms their experience of that situation. So they experience how, mastering writing code and stuff can give you magical powers. So we're going to have a hackathon for that, and all of the content that we generate there will be used for the kids at Coder Dojo. So the way we think we'll do that is in the morning, it's like teams of people creating scenarios and spells, and then in the afternoon, we get the kids to come and play through the scenarios, and then the kids judge the hackathon, and we have prizes for everyone. So that's the plan. So if you want to be kept up to date about when that's happening, have a look at MagicCraft.io on Twitter. That's probably the best way to follow along. Thanks.